Hello and welcome to part 5 of CSS Introduction. So far we have used px throughout our CSS to give certain properties a value, so 10 pixels, 50 pixels. Now px is just a unit. There are a lot of different units that we can use, some that we might use in place of others on certain elements, and we're going to look at that today. So to start with, we're going to add a button to our HTML. We're going to add it at the very top, just so we can see it. And couple. And then I will just give this a value, it doesn't matter. Okay. So if we refresh our website, we see the button at the top, good. Any HTML element size can be adjusted using the width and height properties. So we will target our button and give it a width of something. We don't know what something is going to be yet. So we could give it a width of 100 pixels. We've done that before. We're not going to be looking at pixels anymore. The first thing that we can do is use a percentage. A percentage is another type of unit. And whatever value we give to this width that is a percentage, it makes it so the width is relative to the parent. And if you remember what the child-parent relationship is, it's basically the button is inside of the body. So the button is the child and the body is the parent. So if we look here, the OL is the parent to the LIs, which are the children. So given a value, a percentage sets it relative to that. So if we actually look at our button, inspect it, we know that it's in the body. And hovering over the body, it shows with the size of it. So the body is simply the entire viewport right now. So we've got to keep that in mind when given a percentage. Because if we give a width of 100%, well, we'll see what happens. Let's get rid of that. So give it a width of 100%. And we'll come and have a look. Refresh. You'll see it gets stretched. It's affecting that one too, obviously, because I'm affecting every button on the HTML. It stretches at the entire width of the body. So if we did have this button inside of a div, for example, and it only came to here, and we set it to 100%, then the button would only come to here. That is the only reason it's stretching the entire page, is because the body is the entire page. So again, imagine if I had a div and we set the div's width to 300 pixels and then we gave the button a width of 50%, it would be 150 pixels. So you get the picture. So moving on from percentage, we have VW and VH. VW and VH stand for viewport width and height. Now, unlike percentage, VWs are relative to the viewport, not the body. And the viewport is the entire place that our website sits across. So from this corner to this corner is our viewport. And even if we had a scroll bar and we had lots of content on the page, the viewport is still only what we can see at that given moment. So from here to here. So if we give the button a VW, a width of 100 VW, and save that, and refresh, you'll see that nothing actually changes. And that's because before, when we used a percentage, the percentage was taken after the body, and the body basically is the viewport as it is. It's the entire width. But we can showcase the differences between the percentage and VW a lot more easier if we come to the OL. Remember, the OL is the ordered list. We'll give the OL a width of, let's say, 10%. So we know that that's going to be 10% of the body, so it's going to come like here or something, I don't know. And then we're going to give all of our LIs, we'll get rid of the float to the right, a width of 100%. So we can see that the LIs take up only 10%, which is 100% of its body. But if we gave the LIs a width of 100 VW, and save that, we'll see that they get a width of the entire page. So that is the difference. So it doesn't matter if it's nested 100 times, for example, in an LI inside of a P inside of an A. If we give that A tag a 100 VW, it sets it to 100% of the viewport every time. This is very common and useful when making responsive websites. For example, we can give a panel a width that will change depending on the viewport, sorry. So we can make it fit certain widths and certain screen sizes a lot more easier using VW. In VH, obviously works the same way, just the viewport height. I'm not going to showcase that, but you can look into it yourself if you want. So next we have EM and rem, sorry. These are commonly used to size texts and fonts. EM works the same way that percentage does. It's relative to the parent. So if we give the OL a font size of 2EM, let's say, and the LIs a font size of 2EM. Sorry, we'll just get rid of that for now. Sorry, we'll just look at this first. So just the OL, a font size of 2EM. And you'll see that the LIs take after the OLs, and that's because we haven't actually given the LIs a value yet, so they just take after the parent. But if we come in and give the LIs a font size of 2EM as well, and refresh that, you'll see they get even bigger. That's because the OL is a 2EM relative to the parent, which we know is the body, and then the LIs are 2EM relative to the OL. So it causes the LIs to be bigger than the OL. So if we added a P inside of these LIs and gave the P a size of 2EM, it would also be bigger than the LIs. So the deeper you go, the bigger the elements get using EM. And lastly, we can use a rem. Rems are similar to VW, where they are relative to the body. So it doesn't matter what we give in terms of child-parent relationship. We can give these LIs a font size of 2 rem and refresh, and it'll always be the same no matter where it is. So if we had a P inside of this LI and gave it a size of 2 rem, it would be the exact same as these, because they are all relative to the body. So if we gave the body a font size of 20 pixels and set the font size of any element inside of that body, so any element on our website, to 1 rem, then we would know that 100% the font size of that text element is 20 pixels. So it can be very useful when creating responsive fonts or text sizes on different screen sizes. We can set them different depending on the body's size. So it keeps the font size consistent across different screen sizes. And that's it for part 5. In the next part, we're going to be looking at background colours and images. Thank you for watching.